say a prayer, Your Excellency, before we sit down. Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for gathering us here today to say thank you to you and celebrate the generosity of the citizens of our country. We thank you for the way you've led us through this season, and we thank you for your favor and your grace upon this nation and upon our president and upon the leadership of this country. May your name be famous in this land. May your glory fill the earth. In your name we pray. Amen. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Right Honorable First Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Ministers and Chairpersons of the subcommittees of the National Task Force, the members of the National Response Fund. Today we've come together to celebrate the generosity of the citizens of Uganda and the well-wishers of our nation. Your Excellency, we want to thank you in a very special way for your very wise and strategic leadership in encouraging the citizens of Uganda to be generous. The scriptures say, Apostle Paul encouraged generosity, and he says, he who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, but he who sows generously will also reap generously. Don't give grudgingly or unwillingly, because the Lord loves a cheerful giver. So today we are celebrating generosity and cheerfulness in giving, and as we begin the ceremony, allow me to invite the chairperson of the National Response Fund to make remarks and then invite the overall political leadership. Honorable Karoro Okrut, the Minister of General Duties.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Hakana Rugunda, and in the interest of time, I beg to stand in the protocol which has already been observed. But Right Honorable Moses Adi, I have acknowledged you, and ministers and members of Parliament and all dignitaries, Your Excellency. Ever since you sounded this clarion call, so many Ugandans have come out. They have given cars, they have given food stuff, they have given health equipment, and this morning we are here for a symbolic flag off by yourself, Your Excellency, of some of the vehicles which have already come in, because as rightly guided, as we were guided, we shouldn't keep them around. As more vehicles come out, we shall be giving them out under your guidance. Your Excellency, once again, we want to reiterate and appreciate your guidance during this very, very difficult time. Your Excellency, there is a novelist called Charles Dickens who wrote long ago that these are hard times. Indeed, these are hard times, but with your guidance, people now know how to prevent this coronavirus from spreading. And we say, thank you, Lord, Ebenezer, thus far you have brought us. Your Excellency, without much ado, I just want to read out very, very briefly some of the vehicles which have been donated as of yesterday. So some of them are here, some of them are in the bonds, but that one we shall give you the list. The government of India gave 2 ambulances which are already in the field. The People's Republic of China, 2 ambulances which are also already in the field. Bidco Uganda Limited, 1 brand new Mazda double cabin. It is already around. Sino Uganda Industrial Park Mbari, 2 Jeep wagons, they have been delivered. Dodge Services, MV Pickup double cabin Tata, already here. Riham Harris International, 1 Toyota ambulance. Then Japan Auto Motors Limited, 8 Toyota Alphard and Nissan Morona, they're already with us. Lake Bounty Group, 1 brand new pickup, it's a Tata, it's already delivered. Mandela Group of companies, 2 double cabin pickups, Toyota, already registered. Rupoleria Group of companies, 2 pickups, Tata, already delivered. Mukono Chinese Industrial Park, Tiang, 2 brand new Jeeps, already delivered. Steel and Tube Industries, 1 pickup double cabin, delivered. Tembo Steel, 1 pickup double cabin, delivered. Top Bait Limited, 1 pickup double cabin, Nissan, delivered. Pakistan Association of Uganda, 1 ambulance, Toyota, delivered. Victoria Motors, 2 Mitsubishi L200GL double cabin, delivered already. Pepsi Crown Beverages, new 4-wheel drive Ford double cabin, it's in the bond, but it is about to get out. Toyota Uganda, 1 brand new truck, Hino series, it's in the bond. Yashino Trading Limited, 1 Land Cruiser station wagon, in the bond. Madvani Group and Kakira Sugar Limited, 2 pickups, 2 double cabin, and they are brand new, they are also still in the bond. The Indian Business Forum, 1 Tata double cabin pickup in the bond. Indian Association of Uganda, 1 Tata double cabin in the bond. Silver Springs Hotel, 1 bus Macro Polo in the bond. Meta Group, 1 Toyota pickup in the bond. The Grain Council of Uganda, 1 Mitsubishi double cabin pickup in the bond. Karapaturu Power Transmission, 1 Tata Xenox single cabin, it is also in the bond. Africell Uganda, 1 Tata Xenox double cabin, it's in the bond. And Rocco Construction, 1 pickup, it should be here. MTN, 3 vehicles, I think they are supposed to have been on the way. Your Excellency, so far, we have 45 vehicles, and we want to thank all the people who are donating. We know that more are on the way. And even though there is this dark cloud of the virus, still we are celebrating the hearts of gold that are getting out to give whatever they have. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. It is now my honor and pleasure to invite the Right Honorable Prime Minister to give us his remarks, and then invite you, Your Excellency, to address the nation. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Right Honorable First Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers, Chairpersons of the subcommittees of the National Task Force, ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure to request His Excellency the President to address us and the nation, and at the same time, after that address, flag off the vehicles that have been generously donated by many well-wishers in the fight against COVID pandemic. Your Excellency the President.
The Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, Ministers, members of the task force, and all Ugandans. We have been engaged in the fight against this virus, and we are doing well so far. On Tuesday, I will address you in the evening, and I will give you a detailed breakdown of what has been going on. But I think the count of the people who are proved positive is now like 63, something like that. I will give you the details on Tuesday. These 63 include Ugandans and non-Ugandans. Some Chinese, I think 2 of them, some Kenyans, some Tanzanians, a Burundian, but I will give you the details on Tuesday. At the same time, about 45 of that number, have been treated and they have been cured, and they have gone home. I therefore want to congratulate the health workers for the very good work they have done. First of all, quite a number of cases were detected at the airport. The first one actually was detected by our young people at the airport from the temperature monitoring. Therefore, the efforts of prevention have done quite well. Although we had delayed a little bit, but maybe it was also not so bad. It was better that this enemy comes and we handle it when a little bit of it is here, because it gives us experience. If we had imposed the quarantine earlier, the closing of the airport, maybe nobody would have come in and would not have had this experience. After detecting in time, then came the work of tracing those who had already got into the country. And that one has also gone very well. And then came the work of treating those who are sick. Therefore, on all the 3 fronts, we seem to be doing well. Detection and prevention, tracing the contacts of the few that had entered, and treating the ones who are sick. We seem to be doing well, and we are gaining more and more experience. Yesterday, almost 300 something people were tested. I didn't come with the figures, but I have them in my head. About 300 something were tested from within Uganda. All of them were negative. There was nobody who was positive. Even the day before, there was something like that. They also tested 1,000 something of the drivers who are coming from Tanzania and and from Kenya. And from that 1,000 something, 11 were positive. I think 6 were Kenyans and 5 were Tanzanians, or the other way around. Therefore, you can see the front line seems to be shifting. It started at the airport when we were stopping people entering the airport. It has now shifted to the land borders. I think right now, as I'm here, I'm glad to see that the Minister of Health is not here. The big one, there is a smaller one. And when we say small, it's not small in size. It is just small in the chair. But in actual fact, she's quite a big one. It is actually the smaller minister who is away. I think she's busy with the East African ministers of health.
That's correct.
Talking about how to coordinate. We need to solve this problem of the land borders, the trucks, the drivers, because now these are the main problem. There are 3 issues which are being studied. One issue is to test these people at the border before they come. When I talk to you on Tuesday, I will give you the details of that, the science. How quickly can the results be got? Because remember, we have a problem. We need the cargo. We need the cargo. We need the goods. Our goods to come in, but also our goods to go out. Our coffee must go. All these things must go. But at the same time, we don't want the disease. So therefore, there is this idea of testing before the driver comes. And he waits until the results, and then he comes. We had not encouraged that, because that means that waiting, it means the vehicles line up. And they become a big number. We had thought that the sample can be taken and the driver continues. And when he's continuing, he only stops at some designated places, and then when the results come, he's called to stop where he is, and if he's positive. And then the health people find him there and deal with him. But this was on one condition. Drive oyo takukwatako, nawe tomukwatako. Obugambo bubiri bannange, tomukwatako, takukwatako. You remember we had that little battle some month ago when we were debating on whether to touch or not to touch. And that time, the Ugandans said, no, let's touch. Jikwateko. the other small minority were saying, Tojikwatako. Now this time, and of course you remember the NRM that time was telling you, Jikwateko, you touch. But this time, the NRM is telling you, Tokwatako driver, the driver Tokwatako. Don't touch the driver, and the driver should not touch you. For me, I didn't think it would be a problem because we thought that this fellow could, because he is driving, he stops at some places. Of course, these drivers, they have been coming, so they have their friends along the way. But we were thinking that because of the danger, their friends will say, please don't go. Let the virus first go away. But now it seems that one is not working. It seems people have not been observing that. Otherwise, really, it could have worked because the fellow could come. You take the blood, you run it. It takes, I think, 24 hours or something. The fellow continues so that you don't have the heaping up of vehicles at the border. And when we find out, we stop and bring him back because we have their contacts. But because of that gap of Kwatako, when you are not supposed to Kwatako, touching when you are not supposed to touch, that's where I think the problem may come from. But what we do, what those health people do, these fellows who have, one of them had already gone through Uganda, gone up to South Sudan, and I think came back where, something like that. He had already moved around. One of them. So that's why the ideas are coming of, maybe because people don't know how not to touch. Maybe these people stay at the border and we test them first. But that will create the problem of delay. The other alternative, which I told the minister also to mention to the other ministers, was to change crews. The drivers from Kenya bring the vehicle, they get there at the border. The company which is the owner of those vehicles should have another group of drivers here. They are their employees, they are not ours, they are theirs. Then the ones who came, get out, the vehicle is fumigated inside there, and the new drivers take over. And when they get to the Congo border, the same. That one is something they are going to discuss also. But also, there are some of the transporters who have found the practice of having only one driver, because they are now saying, look here, the roads in East Africa are now good, like the ones in Uganda are good, but I'm sure even the ones in Kenya, and Tanzania, and Rwanda, and Burundi, I'm sure they are good. And the main road to Juba is also good. Maybe the ones in DRC, they are the ones who may not have, which they have not have worked on. So, you don't really need a turn boy. That's what they are saying. That's what some of these transporters are saying. Because the transporter, the turn boy, was to help the driver in case the vehicle gets stuck. That was the job of the turn boy. When you are traveling on bad roads, you may get stuck in the bush and you are alone. You need somebody to help you. But in Uganda and in many parts of East Africa, the roads are good. Somebody has given me a study that you have got a petrol station almost every 15 miles. You find a petrol station. There is no way the driver can be stuck in many of the East African roads. The situation has changed. That therefore, the turn boy is actually an encumbrance. They have made a very good study. I want the team, the National Task Force, to study that. Because if we go to one driver per vehicle, then that reduces the numbers that we need to deal with. But as I will say on Tuesday, the real answer is really to develop a vaccine. To develop a vaccine. I've been discussing with our scientists. They are sure that a vaccine can be developed. And they have already started working on it. But I've also seen that the British are working very hard to develop a vaccine. Maybe other people are also doing the same. So that's the real answer. But that may take some months. So therefore, in the short run, prevention is the only way. That's why, therefore, on Tuesday I will give a detailed brief. That's why, therefore, I'm very glad with the response of the Ugandans. First of all, they have listened to the advice. Before I forget, among these people who tested positive was a refugee from Burundi who, I think, ordinarily stays in Nachivare camp in Isingiro. I think somehow he had gone to Tanzania and then came back to a village in Rakai. But the villagers are so mobilized. Any new person who comes says, what are you looking for here? So they handed him over to the health authorities, and indeed he tested positive, that one there. I salute the public of Uganda. You can see how effective it is. The villages, you cannot go there and you hide yourself. Therefore, all the others, please, especially the ones in the towns, copy the example of the villages. So the Wananchi, of course, some others who are not serious, like some of the opposition MPs, like some groups in Acholi area, they have been interfering with the work of the health workers. The driver who tested positive was found at Kamudini on the way to Rira and Gulu, and the health people wanted to confine him in Gulu, because it was the nearest. But some confused characters opposed that. Nobody told me otherwise. Of course, I would not have listened to that nonsense. So the health people were forced to bring this fellow all the way back to Entebbe or some other place, or Mulago. And then something like that also happened in Arua. I want to advise these fellows that they are really enemies of their country. Because Entebbe, where all these virus cases are confined, is my neighbor. It is just behind my fence. That's where the hospital is. And all the virus cases are brought there. You have not heard me say, don't bring them here, because if you bring them here, I will die. Oh, idiots. We are tired of idiots. The people, the confinement can be in that room there, and you are here. The virus will not affect you. How will people who are being isolated in a good hospital, in an isolation ward, affect people in good town? How? The virus does not go beyond 4 meters. And those rooms are well insulated. So really, these people who are looking for cheap popularity by misinforming the people are enemies of the people. I don't like that type of leadership. So that group must be watched. And they must desist from interfering with the work of the health workers. The other isolation center is in Mulago. There are villages, towns around Mulago. How has it been a problem to anybody? These are not leaders. If you see people who do this type of thing, that's how you know leaders from people who are not leaders. So I really want to thank the Ugandans, first of all, for listening to our advice. Secondly, the second response from the Ugandans has been what we came for here today, the donations from the public. They were not even solicited. When I made my initial announcements, I didn't call for donations, but the people spontaneously came out and started donating. I really want to salute the Ugandans. Now you hear so many vehicles, billions of shillings, other materials, food, and so on. Now here today we came to flag off the vehicles. I want to build up a crisis response fleet for the Ministry of Health. They will be used in this crisis, and after the crisis is over, they will be withdrawn and kept somewhere. We in the army, we call it mothballing, where you wrap up something and you insulate it, oil it, and keep it. And when there is need, then you get it out. I will not allow them to be misused by officials to just drive around, no. They will be for the crisis. These are just part of it. We shall build up the fleet. We want to build it up to 1,350 vehicles, so that each district gets at least 10 for the crisis. And after the crisis, we'll move them and keep them. When there's another crisis, we shall get them out and use them. This is my idea. So I'm very grateful for these people who contributed these vehicles. And we're going to use them as a nucleus to create that capacity for crisis response. The other day, we had a problem of we still have the problem of water of Lake Victoria rising up. But you remember